You can also have transparency. A lot of sprites will have either magenta or they'll use alpha channels, which you see there's these three colors: red,
green, blue,
red, green,
or
blue.
red, blue, green.
RGB.
Yeah, red, green, blue.
Red, green, blue. Red, green, blue. So magenta is a native transparent color in XNA, and your alpha channel is also, there's some alphas, four or
You
less.
can-
Fourth.
The fourth is the
It's
alpha.
either the first
Okay.
or the fourth.
It's the fourth. And
No, I mean, it can
yeah.
formats support both.
for XNA, yeah, it is.
XNA is the last one, right?
Oh.
Sometimes there'll be another one, and it'll be some number, which is your alpha channel. That tells how transparent that image is for that layer.
I think the most immediate need for transparency is, you might not think of it at first, but when you have a sprite sheet and you have your little character that you want to load into the screen, and you draw him in Photoshop, his background will show up along with him. So in order to just have, if you don't want the whole rectangle, in order to just have the character, you would make the background of your sprite sheet pink, some color that wouldn't be a common color in your game, and then you would set the transparency color to pink so that
There we go.
the pixel shader
Like that.
will cut out the pixels that are that color. So
That's like-
all you'll see is the
Here's
character.
a nice Dragon Ball Z sprite sheet
Yep.
that you can always
Um,
use.
What's actually cool about XNA on that point is that it will take in .png files, which can have transparent backgrounds, and you don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah, you go back
It
to
does
the
all
alpha
that for
channel.
you.
That's where the alpha channel. So
But-
if you don't want to sit here and stare, if like your artist doesn't want to sit here and stare at a horrid pink background all day long, you can do that.
Yeah.
And basically, what's happening here, like for your sprite sheet, you have this big sheet loaded in. What's going to happen is you're going to say, loaded this entire sheet. Look at this box right here. This is going to be the first time it draws. Then next time draw is called, the next 1/60th of a second, it's going to say, now look at this box. Now look at this box. Now look at, which that's kind of a clunky animation. Well, I guess not. But it's like a flip book. It'll flip through these images over and over again. This is not a good example because it doesn't recycle back to where it was at. But in this example, we'll just look at it real fast.
You would just reset it to 0.
Yeah. Here. This is the, now what's happening is draw is going through many times on this image. You see here it's drawing this, then it's drawing this, then it's drawing this, then it's drawing this. And this is just an incremental algorithm that is in your draw method and your update method. It kind of works collectively. That's the reason for having the rectangle here instead of just a point.
If you go down to the draw method and put your cursor right after the parenthesis and just delete it and draw it again, it should come up with your oh, you're still running. No, just delete the parenthesis and then draw it again so that you get your nice tip. Type parenthesis.
Oh,
Yeah,
you want, okay.
I just want the thing to come up. There you go.
Sense.
So here it tells you what you're running. And the first thing it takes in is a texture 2D. So that was your sprite. Actually, it was your whole sprite sheet. The second one is a two-dimensional vector that tells the position of it. So basically, it's just an XY coordinate. The third one's the important part for animation, which is the rectangle. So a rectangle is just 4 points that make up a rectangle, and it tells where on the sprite sheet what rectangle it should draw. So what's all the other stuff's kind of complicated and doesn't really matter for right now. But so that rectangle, if you see,
Here.
he's got it moving according to where current frame is, frame size, and that is being done in his update method, probably.
Yes.
So that's going to move that rectangle along that sprite sheet, and that's going to make the animation that you see. So
This is the kind of industry standard way to animate sprites on 2D games. Oh look, we already did animation. Oh, you can also adjust the, if you want to, you can adjust the frame rate. I can't think of a lot of instances when you want to adjust the entire game's frame rate. I guess if you want to run it really fast.
yeah, I think if you
Have
wanted,
you ever adjusted the frame rate in that game?
yeah, if you wanted to make it refresh faster, so that it looks nicer on a computer that can handle it. A lot of them probably don't go
60 frames
much
per
higher than
second
50,
is
60 frames
still-
per second anyway.
The human eye can't
But,
see past like 35 or something like that.
I don't know.
thought it
Not
was,
reliably, no.
yeah.
But
something like that. So it's kind of redundant.
But yeah, and you could drop it down too if you wanted to. If you knew your program was going to be like really intense, and that you didn't want the person to see lag, then
I guess that's
you could just
essentially the main
adjust
reason.
it. Yeah.
You
So
can
that it looks
also
nice on a
adjust
lower frame rate.
each animation's refresh or recycle rate too. That's Workshop. That is basically animating sprites. That's what chapter 3 will get you up to in this book. It also does a nice little tutorial previous to this, which really demonstrates transparency with a little insignia. They draw one insignia with a white background and the other one with an alpha channel background. You can see the point of it. They also have the insignia bounce around the screen. The update, so it'll bounce around the screen. Our workshop structure, as you can see, it pans out 5 weeks. I'll have to make a listing. I realize this after I put this up, but the chapters don't coincide between the 3.0 and 4.0 books. There's like a 1 chapter difference throughout the whole thing, but they're essentially the same chapters. I haven't found many like major differences in there. The code has not changed dramatically from 3.0 to 4.0. They've just added some new functionality. And that's it for the intro to our workshop.
Is chapter 7 Windows Phone? Is that why we're leaving
No.
it off? Or 17? I
Yes,
think?
chapter 17 is the Windows Phone.
Okay.
I felt it. If you
Yeah.
really want to read up on it, you can. Chapter 18 is multiplayer. I don't think there's any really usable stuff in it. You might use one of the
We'll
games
touch
that we
on
were
it.
working on. But you make this throughout the book. Basically, that little spinning guy evolves into a fully fledged game with other spinning guys and skulls. Very exciting. And then you'll also do a 3D game with a spaceship.
Nice.
So you'll get a taste of 2D and 3D game programming. It's still very there's a chapter on high level shader language. That's definitely nice. It's very, very light high level shader language, but it still at least tells you that it exists and shows you some of it. You won't be making the next
That's
Halo, but
What?
you can at least make a game
Yeah.
after getting through this workshop, and we can possibly, if anyone's interested after the workshop, if you still like XNA or game programming or programming in general, or are interested in any other fashion, we can start maybe possibly doing a Dream Build Play team. That's all I got. Any questions?
No, it's good.
Yep.
Yeah. That's good.
We're gonna get some stuff up on the forums too.
Elastic.
So if you guys get ahead or want
Oh,
to do
crap.
anything on it,